Where were we?
Before we were rudely interrupted there, so we were talking about really the third wave of Merseybeat, and of course there's the Roadrunners and yourselves, and of course the Crying Shames, the Clayton Squares. And I'm biased, I must confess I'm biased, but I reckon the third generation took the music on.
It changed it because it went from sort of basic rock and roll to, and people then started getting it went then into the sort of the blues era to some extent, and that's which really ended up sort of the start of like progressive rock as well. So it was a mixture, and so had little sections. It's like a beat era, and then it was like an R&B blues era, and then it went to a heavy rock era, which is when you got bands like the Clubs and that. They were doing gigs.
I always thought watching the Hideaways that you were going to be big, because you had a great following here in Liverpool, didn't you?
Yeah.
The girls loved you. So what happened? Why didn't you go and get a big record contract?
We had loads of opportunities and made a couple of things, and the Cavern used to manage us. We were with Cavern management at the time.
Nice.
Bob Woolley used to be our sort of
our
mentor. Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why he didn't make it.
And that was the reason probably. Yeah. But then we had like a couple of other managers as well that used to hawk themselves around London. And went from this studio to that studio and did a demo here and a demo there, and we actually put a couple of singles out, but nothing really took off, and they didn't really get anything like the promotion it did. And it probably wasn't until the 70s really that I started doing anything more, which was the band with Supercharge, that we started doing recording a lot and making albums and things like that, because we were with Virgin then and managed by Richard Branson there.
Richard, so you must have made absolutely no money if you were managed by Richard Branson.
No. We spent a lot of money. Making albums and records and things like that. And vinyl then, even before CDs. But we had a great time. We did some great tours. We did like Hyde Park with Queen and Reading Festival and did all of it. So that was the year probably when we sort of did a lot of nationally renowned work with Supercharge, which is probably what the Hideaways should have done.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about the Crying Shames, one of the sort of versions, because their sound used to change in the Hideaways, and at one point we had Richie Rutledge was with us, and I think one summer or something like that, we went off up to Scotland because the Shames had a big hit in Scotland with Please Stay. And we probably went up as a Crying Shames with Richie. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that was amazing to me, because I got together with George Robinson and myself started the Bumblebees, and then I fell out and left, and then I went on to do the Shames. And we were thinking of getting them back together, and we went up to Scotland.
Yeah.
We were talking to people in Scotland, and they're still popular up there. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
All the weddings and funerals is Please Stay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you. So you've now got an acting career, yeah?
Yeah.
And what have you been in? What's
this, that, and everything. Look, a lot of people recognise me these days from Father Ted. I was the pillar of the Chinese community on Craggy Island.
Right.
Father Ted. But Father Ted was a racist. But I've done lots of different things. I started out years ago with playing in a band. I got an equity card through playing in a band. So I thought, another extra string to the bow. I'll do some extra work. So I started doing some bits and bobs of work for Granada and that as extra work, but because like my look, I used to get slightly different, better things to do, and then eventually somebody was in the casting department in Granada who was an agent, and they were a London agent, and they said, saw my photo on the wall there and said, is he being represented? So the casting department gave me a call and said, there's an agent in London, they'd be interested in actually working with you. So I went down to London and visited them, and they said, okay, right, we'll have a go at that. You can still play and earn some money, But from now on, you don't do any more extra work, and I'll just go for parts for you. So slowly over the years, it's just built up. Done a bit of everything really. Done Coronation Street, done most things.
So what were you working on now?
Just done something with Matt Lucas and David Walliams in this new series that's coming out in Christmas, called "Come Fly With Me," which is their big skit on airports and airline, the EasyJet thing, and they're taking off all the characters.
So that's released this Christmas, is it?
That's, I think, the first episode's going out Christmas Day, I think. So I've done a little bit of that. Just done something in a film, Rafter, which was with Merseybeat. It's an adaptation. The same guy who did the adaptation for East is East.
Oh yeah.
He's done a similar sort of thing with another play, and it's like they set it in Bolton, and I've just done something in that as well. Still doing some odd gigs here and there as well.
Yeah, and you still play great.
Well, I'm trying. The fingers are still working. Thank goodness.
Hey, Ozzie, thanks very much indeed. And, we'll should have this video up on Liverpool Beat a couple of days' time.
Okay. Look forward to it.